This is Alexander Elias. This is Milestone 1 for VB Scanner application that I've been developing. I've got the storyboard here on the right. This is for iOS, obviously, and I've got the simulator over here on the left, and I'll go ahead and give you an overview. You can kind of see the flow of the application itself in the storyboards here, and just go ahead and show the initial code screen. Might go over that a little bit, but we have the scan button here which says scan barcode, and this will actually allow you to tap on the screen, and then it'll update the status here and give you little notifications about what's happening. But this will allow you to tap the screen and then begin the camera functionality, allowing the barcode scanner to work and access the code within the barcode. The implementation will happen in Milestone 2 next week. The functions for search currently are working, and I've got that implemented correctly. So you can go to recents right now, and the data fields will be null or empty. This will be populated after searching a VIN number. So I've connected the API here and allowed that to function. It's got a loading notification. As you can see, those fields have populated with the data from the API. You can access that again by going to the recents view there. Then we also have the history, which has been added. Currently this doesn't connect to the same recents view. With some code that will be functioning. Right now this is just mostly static and whatnot with some code done. So let's go ahead and analyze some of the things here. Basically we have the main view here. I won't go over all of it. I'll just kind of overview some of the more difficult sections and some other things. We've got a lot of different verifications happening for the entry field here. Initially, for the search button, this will tell whether there's whether you're missing an input, and this updates the user. Please input VIN, or if, in this case, if you don't have enough numbers, it will let you know, oh, it's missing something. VIN requires 17 digits, input only has 2. It kind of just helps the user along the process. Also saves on API calls, not actually having to call out to the API and then search and waste those resources. So we do some verification there and whatnot, and then we tell the user, if they're doing okay or if they need to modify. If the VIN passes the first success here, then it will proceed and it'll make a manual segue here, and it'll dismiss, the loading, please wait, and proceed to the segue at the same time. The segue also, I've added it here. It's not actually connected to this button, which is why I'm calling it manually, and I did that for a few reasons. But so what I'm doing here then is I'm pushing that search input data and to the next view, which in this case we'll just look at the detailed view and maybe the more view controller. So in this detail view, we've got a lot of variables created, and we have the initial function you see here, or method, is the get data and check, and this basically accesses, creates the API URL and appends the VIN number or inserts the VIN number into the URL and then searches that API. It then gets the response from that down here, and we save that as the JSON object. And we do some more verification here, whether it passed all the others and whether it wasn't a VIN. So if this was 17 digits, so if this was 17 digits, if that's 17 digits, it'll proceed, but it will give us a notification of from the API, which is kind of cool. They have some error handling in there. So we've got invalid VIN, which is what I've created, and then I'm passing in the resource not found. So obviously that was not found in that case. So that's kind of neat. And then we just have that down here. So if it doesn't have that response of error type, then we proceed to adding the response data to the vehicle data variable. So also, if there's a weird error, I had a little fun with that one. Something just to handle any unknown situations, which was actually helpful because I had accidentally deleted somehow. I don't know how. Maybe I forgot to initially implement it. This which I don't even know how, but I accidentally deleted this if condition here, and wasn't appending or wasn't creating this or filling this variable here with the response data, and I was getting this weird error because one, it wasn't returning the error type response, and I didn't have my condition here, my initial condition, my success condition, and whatnot. So anyways, we've got the creating the alert. We're calling that get data and check function method above, and we've got the and we're traversing the API here, gaining the variables that we need and saving them out. We are formatting these responses, the price, MSRP or base MSRP values that are in there, and we're string formatting them because they are numbers. Well, they're numerical digits, but they are saved as a string in the JSON object. But for some reason, when you return a string number from a JSON object, Objective-C doesn't seem to recognize that necessarily as a string format. So that was a little bit weird. Maybe there's just something that I don't really know of how it works in that area. But it is saved as a string in the JSON object there, and so you would assume that it would be able to be applied to this VIN label.txt, and it wasn't. So it required the string with format, and then at that point it was able to work afterwards. I was spent probably a good hour on it because the error wasn't even very clear on what the issue was. So anyways, moving on, we also have the prepare for segue here, which we pass again the vehicle data from, or the vehicle data local to the vehicle data from to the new or more screen, yes we know, which is down here. So this more screen is obviously null right now, and because we searched something recently. And let's see here. So we've got the more, and we've got some variables at the top synthesizing, and we just basically do the same thing, and we get that data, and we string format it, and we apply it to the labels. Pretty simple. I've also set this iOS simulator up, or the application up, So it should look decent on something like an iPad Air or just an iPad in general. If everything, I don't think I've formatted all the screens yet, but I know I formatted at least the main one, which could use some spacing still, and then this one is formatted, although it could use some additions also. And we've got the scan, which will allow us to scan. History should be fine. Recents is there. So that's the overview of VB Scanner that's in the works. Thanks for watching.